Okay, so what I've noticed online recently is that there's not a lot of reviews to really find out what I wanted to know when I bought this controller. And let's just say, like, I actually switched it from my Xbox One Elite controller. And me personally, I do prefer this. Now, some of the issues that some people might have is that with the Razer Ultimate Wolverine, it is a corded controller. You cannot use it wirelessly, but what it does do, as you can probably tell, you can switch over the analog sticks and the D-pad. You've got an 8-way and you've got the standard 4-way. Usually, I think not that one, sorry. But the larger analog sticks are usually there for games that are more along the lines of racing. Personally, I have used this one on my left analog stick and it works really well. It's quite smooth. I found with the Xbox One Elite controller that it was a little bit too large, that specific analog stick. It was like maybe that much bigger than that one, and you'd have the analog stick like up here, so it was a little bit too uncomfortable. Now another thing I found very interesting about this one, unlike standard Xbox One controllers, these buttons here are mouse click buttons. As you can hear the click. Normally it would just be a soft button that you press down, and as it submerges into the controller, it'll do what it's meant to do. Now, another thing as well is that if you have the Panasonic adjustable headset thing, you cannot use that. You will have to use this. And what this is, so you have on the far right the volume, which is a little bit that is a little bit confusing at first, but let me explain to you how that works. Just so that if you watch this and you think about buying this controller, at least you'll have somewhat knowledge that I didn't have when I purchased it. So, in order to change the volume on your headset and adjust whether or not you want to use party or game, you got to hold this button. So up and down are the volumes for obviously up and down. So left will adjust the volume of your game and right party. So you've got your standard mute controller and you've got, these are the configurations. So I press this, I will go, right, I want that. And then I can change it to that. Another thing is that you've got these buttons on the back. These act as the Y, X, B, and A buttons, but different. Now, you can configure these on the go, change them up with whatever you like. Like, for example, for the Division 2, my controller, I use this button for my grenades, but I'm personally thinking about changing my abilities to these buttons and having these two as something else. I haven't figured it out yet. But overall, the controller itself, much lighter than the Elite. It is wired, but it has a pretty long cord. It reaches from my Xbox across my entire living room and gives me plenty of room to even jolt the controller and it will continue to stay. Other than that, I mean, I haven't experienced any issues with it. It seems very sturdy. Biggest issue I had with the Elite was the analog sticks magnets don't work too well after a while. They start making it a little bit difficult and you'll be playing a game and you'll go like that, and it'll flick up or something like that, or you'll feel it clicking in and out. And I found with the Elite that with the 8-way, you could press up here or here and press it a little bit too hard, and the thing will pop out. So that was also a bit of a inconvenience, especially when you're playing a video game like The Division, Rainbow Six Siege, or especially games like DayZ when survival is everything. Now, this is the box it comes in. It's your standard bloody Xbox box. It comes with information in multiple languages, but the information is very important, so you can check that out. I recommend looking at it when you buy it, just so you can learn more about the controller and adjust it to how you like the game. Last but not least is that there is an app on the Apple Store and maybe the Android Store, I'm not sure, I use Apple, that you can actually change the lighting through the app. So I think you can set it to a solid color, although I haven't tried it yet, but because I'd rather actually enjoy this. The whole pulsating multiple color rainbow thing that's going on. So if you're interested in buying this controller, I highly recommend it. It is a bit steep on price. Here in Australia, it is $230 full price. More expensive than the Elite, but higher quality as well. If you want something wireless, then you're out of luck, but if you're willing to give it a shot, wired is a good thing. It even splits up so you can shorten the cord. So this was the Razer Wolverine Ultimate Edition, and I hope I've told you what you need to know. Thank you. Bye.